Right. It is recording now.
Okay.
How are things going, and what has stumped you, concerned you? What has you stressed? How can I help you?
Yeah, so I think that I've actually gotten some of those questions answered now. It's just a matter of finding the right resources. But one thing that was really tripping me up originally was the whole domain name thing.
Mm.
Because you kind of go through the modules and it says get a domain name, but you can't build a website on this. And like if you're just going to do the basic of the basic, that's fine. But I already knew that I was going to do more.
Full speed, right? Yeah.
And so then I just kept moving though, and kind of put that on hold. I'm like, there's got to be more, information so that I can make a decision as to what I need to do. And then through the modules though, I still just didn't really find anything. So I ended up digging around on Dan's Facebook page and found one of his webinars where he actually answered my question.
So you got your question answered.
Yes. And so that's much more clear to me now. So, now, and it just, I don't know, maybe it's just all perfect timing because Christian and the other guy.
Christian Beer. Yeah, I forget his partner's name too.
Yeah. They released that whole, here's a compliant website thing. And so I'm gonna use that and customize it, and I'm gonna go back in and switch around my domain name stuff.
So can I interrupt your thoughts so you maybe have a little more clarity? So I also got stumped on that exact same part, and then you know what? Let me maybe I'll pull up my let me log into the Six Figure Mentors. Are you able to see my screen right now, or no? Not yet.
No.
Okay.
I just see you.
All right. So I'm logging in here, and then I'll share my screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Assuming I can find the share button. Let's see, where'd it go? Stop video here, share screen. Okay. All right, so now can you see my SFM back office?
Yes.
Okay, so let me get out of that. All right, so marketing. My link generator. So if you, let me think of the best way to describe this. You can't use the sfm.com as the extension, as the domain name for any of your marketing efforts. You have to have your own domain.
Right.
And so like I have Upstart Venture was just my cheapy domain that I bought in the very beginning to do advertising with these pre-made landing pages. And you don't want to use the sfm.com as your domain. The main reason is because it's perceived as spam by all authorities on the internet, basically. And that's not the Six Figure Mentor's fault. It's just that everyone comes in trying to make money quick. And so you get people who just splatter the internet with stuff. And with the SFM as the handle on the end, it's become spam. And so you have to come up with your own domain name if you want to use link generator. So if you want to use their pre-built funnels,
right,
you've got to use your own domain, and you can't use the domain that is your authority site. So I can't use islandtimeliving.com. I did that by mistake and it crashed my website. So I had to learn. And so I would tell you, if you're not going to use link generator all that much and everything is going to be on your authority site,
right,
I wouldn't necessarily stress out about it.
Right.
The challenge is, I assume you're going to use paid advertising, right? Since you went all in. Yeah, that's really how you're going to find the quickest results.
Yeah.
And when you use paid advertising, Google's rules say that you cannot link to an external website from your authority site. And what that means is, so let me pull up islandtimeliving.com. Can you see that let me know if you see Island Time Living, okay? Because I'm still sharing my browser. Got it?
Yep.
So what I had to do, just to give you an idea, is on my blog, if I had a link that led to anywhere external, like anywhere at all, I had to change it. So let's see if there's one in here that I could maybe, how to use Google Keyword Planner. Let's see if there's one in there. So I had to go back once I started advertising on YouTube and remove all the links that led to an external So like social media links and your signature are fine. And this, let's see if I can move this. And this tab right here called Get Started, that is my affiliate link that goes straight over to the Six Figure Mentors application page. That is the only external link that's okay to have.
Okay.
So the challenge is, if you're using your authority site to advertise on YouTube, you then have to abide by all of the Google AdWords policies.
Right.
And the downside of that is that if you want to sell other affiliate products, you can't, because you're not able to have your affiliate links anywhere on your authority site.
Okay.
So in hindsight, what I think I would have done, so mattnathanson.com is already taken because there's a singer named Matt Nathanson. But let's just say I did like mattnathanson.net. You know, that would be where I think I express most of my personality and try and build my own brand.
Right.
And I would have used Upstart Venture as just the site that I sell six-figure mentors from.
Yes.
So that's the one I would use with YouTube, not Island Time Living. In hindsight, if I was to do it over again, I would just use Upstart Venture, which makes the most sense anyways. It's a good domain name. And then people who want to start their own online businesses are sent to Upstart Venture, which is just solely focused on reselling the Six Figure Mentors curriculum.
Right.
And that's fine. I don't have to have any external links to any other affiliate products there. I don't care. But on my authority site, which would potentially be mattnathanson.net, then I'm not using Google AdWords to get people to that authority site, to mattnathanson.net, so I can say whatever I want and I can have links to any external company I want to. So I can have as many affiliate links as I like.
Right. Yeah, so, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're going to use YouTube as your way to advertise, I would not have it be tiffanygerber.com. I would have it be something catchy that is just specifically to resell the SFM's curriculum and not your authority site.
And that's kind of the place that I've come to, just in whatever information I found out there and the little bits and pieces that I've picked up here and there. So although some people have talked about using their name, but I'm like, there's other things that I know that I want to do already, so I'm gonna do affiliate marketing to get me going, and maybe I'll do that ongoing as well. But
at the end of the day, look at you. I forget. Did you sign up for Aweber yet?
Yep.
So did you? I don't know if you use my affiliate link because I haven't received anything from them. Okay, cool. Well, have you gone in and signed up as an affiliate?
No, I don't think I've done that.
All right. So now that you're a paid subscriber for Aweber, go in and sign up as an affiliate, and then you have the affiliate link as another income stream.
Right.
Everyone that you refer to the Six Figure Mentors will need an email autoresponder.
Right.
And they might as well use your affiliate link. It doesn't cost them anymore. And at the end of the day, it's another way for you to set up an income stream. And hopefully everyone you bring in will understand that, and then they'll do the same.
Right.
But you can't advertise that Aweber affiliate link on whatever site Google AdWords is pulling traffic to.
Right.
So that's kind of the catch-22.
Yeah, I gotcha. So I think, like I said, I think I have a lot more clarity around this, but I felt stuck with it for quite a long time.
It got me too.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, and the learning curve is fairly steep, and there's a ton to know. And so it's like, okay, where should I put my attention today? And that's why I wanted to see, all right, well, what are you up against? What is stressing you out? And then hopefully I can help. Yeah.
So I do feel like I've overcome that kind of obstacle, and I know what my direction is going to be. And while I may not, so it sounds like if I'm doing paid advertising, like I can't even use the link generator.
Correct.
It's on my site at all. So I don't even, because I was thinking about going back and buying the .net version of my domain name for that purpose, but it doesn't sound like that I even need to do that.
Well, but I guess if you, well, let me think of why you would need that. So I think if I was to start over again today, the way that I would do it is I would so the only reason Island Time Living is my domain name is because we used to have a rental property and we were going to move to the Caribbean. My wife and I had quit our jobs. I had just become disabled and we were just like, let's just get out of here and go live the vacation lifestyle. And we were going to go to St. Thomas and we went down there and we scouted it out and we hated it. It was not for us at all. And we had set up Island Time Living or Island Time LLC just to put our house in it so it was protected and so we could rent it out. And then we wound up buying a condo, putting that in the name of the corporation and using that to protect our personal assets. And then we since sold the condo. And I was like, well, Island Time Living makes sense because it's a state of mind, so
yeah.
That's why I went with that. But in hindsight, I would have Upstart Venture as my website specifically for selling the SFM curriculum where I'm driving all my AdWords traffic to. Yeah. Then I would have my authority site where I can be whoever I want and I can say whatever I want and I don't have to care about any sort of regulatory authority telling me what I can and can't do.
Right.
So you might want to have TiffanyGerber.com and TiffanyGerber.net.
Right.
And have the .net.
I see what you're saying there. And I think Landria actually does that. So
yeah, I don't know.
Has the .com and then the .net version. But yeah, I'll have to think about that, I guess. So I think I shared with you originally, I bought lifefullofsugar.com.
Yeah.
But then the more like I just got into it and I'm thinking about this. And so then I went back and I actually bought timespaceenergy.com.
Timespace Energy.
And so I'm super excited about that because I feel like, ultimately I want to advertise on YouTube. And so just thinking about what that is going to look like, it plays right into that. Time, the space is, in my mind, it's like mental, the mental space, the mental capacity. So you don't have to fill up your brain with all this other stuff that you don't even really care about, that you have to do for your job and all the stress and whatever that comes along with that. And then, you're getting back your energy too. So I'm excited to have that because I think it's going to lead right into everything that I want to talk about. And it's going to make everything really congruent. So
you think Timespace Energy would be your authority site or the site devoted specifically to SFM?
Specifically to SFM. Yeah.
I think
and then maybe Tiffany Gerber. I go round and round about that too, because my name isn't easy to spell. And I have this other domain name that I really love. It's Positively Living.
Ooh, I like that one too.
Yeah. So I've had dreams about that one for a while, and I just feel like it could encompass so much. So we'll see what I end up doing ultimately as far as all of that goes. But
so where I think Link Generator is really useful is for the people who are positioned from DEA Silver or below, because it doesn't make any sense to pay for advertising on any of the big platforms anyways if you aren't positioned DEA Gold or above.
Okay.
The return on your investment just isn't there to justify the cost of how expensive it is to advertise on Facebook, YouTube, or AdWords.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, and so since you're going to go that route, I don't think you really need to worry about Link Generator. I think it is kind of distracting you away from where your attention should be.
Right, I agree with you. So with all of that said, I just keep thinking, so what is it that I need to be doing right now? And I need to get my website up. I need to...
First and foremost, yes.
I need to get a landing page. I need to do the thank you page. And I need to get all that going so that I can start doing advertising. And I'm definitely, going the paid route. So with that said, I was thinking about, so did you just start on YouTube or did you do something else first?
No, I tried lots of other stuff first. In one of the trainings, there is a guy, I can't remember his name, but his company or his business is the Directory of E-Zines. Uh-huh. And those are kind of like subscription email newsletters, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so I subscribed to the Directory of E-Zines, and then I fished around and I looked for what I thought were the most credible, like, electronic newsletters that people subscribe to. And then I placed banner ads on those newsletters at first.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cheap. The one that I had decided to go with was only $60 a month. But I think I maybe got under 8 leads from that in an entire month. And so I saw that, yeah, it's easier than writing blogs and trying to get people to subscribe that way.
Right.
But still, as far as paid advertising goes, it's one of a million ways to do it, but it's not the most effective way. And that's why it's less expensive.
Right.
And one of the things I learned, I think Mark Hayes said, he's like, Matt, I'll gladly pay $15 a lead if that $15 a lead is going to convert into a DEA black sale. It's worth $15 every time.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of that give and take of, you got to track the numbers and figure out what's working and what isn't at the end of the day. And so website, landing page, thank you page, a video for your landing page, a video for your thank you page. And then that opens up a whole other can of, then you got to learn video editing software and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't happen as quickly as you want it to, because there's just too many things to do.
Right.
And I think if you can get the Google compliant website from Christian Beer, and then you've got it set up, you'll seriously save yourself, weeks.
A lot of time.
Weeks,
I've done some website stuff before. And I mean, I spent a whole week and dug into that. So I'm a little familiar, but it's been a long time since I did that. And so I know it can be very time consuming. So I just thought, just do this, go in and customize it. That should be easy enough. Mm-hmm. And then for sure for now, and it's probably going to be just good anyway. But
and here's another thing I would tell you. I assume you're kind of familiar with GDPR since everyone's been talking about it.
Little bit. I mean, I feel like I just haven't even gotten that far yet.
I get it. But so at the end of the day, it is designed to protect people's privacy. And so that way it eliminates spam in people's inboxes. And there are like 4 things that websites have to have for GDPR, and it's disclosures and cookies disclosures and all this kind of stuff. And it doesn't matter in the United States right now. So you don't have to do it, unless you are targeting people in the European Union when you're going to do your advertising. And I do not, because I don't want to deal with it yet.
Right.
But if the website stuff that you're able to get from Christian has GDPR compliance already built onto it, that would be a huge benefit to you, so you don't even have to worry about it later on.
Right. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Like I said, I feel like it just came at the right time, because I knew that was what I needed to work on next. And then they were just like, here you go. So that was perfect. So I feel like I kind of know what direction I need to go. And so I was listening to a webinar that Dan did too, and he talked about how he started on Bing, and he did that for a couple of months, and then he transitioned to YouTube, and he felt like that was helpful. And so that's where I want to go with this too. And that's why I asked you if you just started on YouTube, or if you did something else, and what do you feel like was helpful, and what resources did you find the most helpful in going to YouTube? Because I know that's where I want to go, because that's how I ended up here.
So that's the same exact thing. So Christian Beer is one of the guys. There's a team of 4 guys, and so we're not able to use ads with Stuart in them. And back in the day, they were able to use ads with Stuart. So it has gotten a little bit more challenging over time. But at the end of the day, the whole point is to learn internet marketing, and it changes nonstop. And so you have to just kind of go with the flow.
Right.
And, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. So I never did Bing. It was too complicated for me in the very beginning. So I went with the directory of e-zines, because you can use link generator for that. So when there's no compliance and there's no regulatory authority, you can use link generator. So on like banner ads, on other people's blogs, on newsletters, directory of e-zines, classifiedads.com, Craigslist, all those places, you can use link generator.
Right.
But yeah, once you start paying the big guys. So in hindsight, I think I would have just gone straight into YouTube, once I had bought enough training that it was worth it. Because when you do Bing, you're also going to have to learn headline copy. You're going to have to figure out what gets people to click.
Right.
Then once they get to your landing page, then you have to figure out, okay, what is the title that's going to get people to keep reading the body text and da, 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 da. And you have to do that anyways with YouTube. And so maybe that's why Dan thought starting with Bing gave him kind of a head start, because he already had practice writing copy for his landing page. But at the end of the day, you're outgoing and you have a great personality and you're likable. And I think that will come across on video.
Yeah.
And you're trying to attract people who are just like you,
right.
And you're going to do that by talking, not by having a print ad, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I don't know. I wouldn't even bother with Facebook. Like I would maybe set up a Facebook page. And so like, are you going to do tutorial videos, or do you just want to get an ad on YouTube and start doing it that way?
I mean, that's really what I'm thinking. So eventually, yes, I want to do like personal growth and development stuff. I want to, that's where my passion really is.
Helping people that way.
And so just in listening to some other stuff too, I think Dan said, a lot of the content because he's doing paid advertising, a lot of the content that he's focused on building is directed straight back to the people he's bringing in.
Right. And that's the model that I kind of follow.
Education stuff and whatever. And I'm like, well, that's really smart too.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, there was something in my advertisement on YouTube that led you to believe that I could help you.
Yeah.
And so, I think that is really the key. At the end of the day, people are looking for someone who can help them.
Right.
They want to go from here to here. And if you can shorten the amount of time that it takes them, then they trust you, right?
Right.
And so at the end of the day, once you refer people and they join and they're building their online businesses, helping them not only re-strengthens the knowledge within me, but also keeps them involved and carries them along the path.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that too, I feel like I probably am going to have two veins going on, like I'll do stuff for my authority site that's going to be much more personal growth and development stuff. And then as far as, SFM stuff goes, or my time, space, energy website goes, it'll probably be a combination of the things that I'm learning, like even this discussion. Oh my gosh, I wish that, I would have had something that made this much more clear much sooner than now, without having to go and dig for that.
Well, it's like there's so much information that they do the best they can, and they redo the training modules consistently. And
right.
Things just change. But if I were in your shoes, I would only focus on the website that YouTube is going to drive traffic to. So I would ignore your authority site for right now, and I would just focus on that one.
And I agree.
And then I wouldn't even bother with blogging, because it's really time consuming, and it's a rabbit hole that you can go down that if you're going to focus on YouTube, I would just ignore it. And on that site where YouTube drives traffic to, I wouldn't even have blog as a menu item. I just wouldn't even have a blog and just ignore it. And then that way you've just got your compliant website that has everything you need for Google AdWords and a landing page. Right. And then you don't even need tutorial videos. You just need a video of you saying, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I found. This is what's working. And I can help you too.
Right.
And then you need your video for your thank you page. And you've got the 8 emails in the beginning of the email series from the 6-Figure Mentors. And then you can either download Dan's email series and then kind of upload his to Aweber, which is what I did to start. And then I started rewording stuff and tinkering and changing and going from there.
Right.
Was that too much? Hopefully that helps.
No, I mean, it's perfect. And like I said, I mean, I was kind of already there, like, okay, this is what I need to do. And there's a lot of other stuff that I want to do, but in order to get this moving in the direction of me quitting my job,
right, then you got to have revenue coming in. Yeah.
This is where I need to focus right now. And all of that other stuff is going to come, and maybe not until I quit my job, but I'm hoping that's not going to be that far away.
I'm hoping it won't either. Cordelia wound up quitting her nursing gig only 7 months in. And
Yes.
that's amazing. And the way that she was able to do that is by doing exactly what you're doing, where she figured out, okay, these are the most important steps that I need to take. And then she just did those steps and kept herself accountable. And before she knew it, it was working and revenue was coming in and she was helping people.
Yes. Yes. So I'm really excited.
Good. You should be.
Excited. And,
but yeah, I would ignore Facebook. I would just focus on getting your website, your landing page,
and learning YouTube,
and your thank you page, and learn YouTube. Yeah, and I still don't even know anything about using like the YouTube analytics and all that stuff in the back office. I'm just concentrating on driving leads to the landing page and then nurturing those leads with my email list.
Okay, so let's talk about YouTube again for a minute.
Okay.
Because it does seem like there's a lot to know, but you just said you don't even worry about that so much, or so as far as like what has been the most helpful for you, and knowing what you need to know right now, what you're doing. I
would watch. There are two videos. One's with Dan Holloway and maybe Alex Smale, and it's the DEA Black YouTube, Google AdWords training. Okay. And there are a couple things that I think he would do differently if he was to film that video over. He set up a different campaign instead of doing a bunch of ad groups in one campaign. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but
a little bit, but not very much. Yeah.
He filmed the video before he knew more than he did. And now as he learned more about using AdWords, he changed things. And so then there is a faster program called Google AdWords Editor, which you can download and then put on your computer. And if you set campaigns up in AdWords Editor, it's quite a bit faster than doing it in the Google AdWords internet browser. Like logging in that way. So I would also watch the AdWords editor training, but I think that is in Dan's Facebook group. I don't know if that's an official SFM DEA Black video.
Okay.
And he did that one with Gavin with the AdWords editor, and it'll show you how to set up a campaign. I would just sit there and watch it, and I would take notes where it's like, okay, I got to click this button, then I click that button, then I got to make sure to do this. And then when I actually set up a campaign, I had the video open side by side with AdWords editor, and I would listen, and then I would press pause, and then I would go into the campaign and I would do what it was, and then I would go back and I would listen some more and press pause and go back. And it's really helpful to do that. So I would watch those two trainings, and then if you want, you can be my guinea pig and we can film it and I can be with you, and you can set up a campaign with me and we can do it together. So that's always an option.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I think it does. I feel like in the little bits and pieces of people talking about this, like I feel like there's so much to know.
There is.
And so I'm thinking I really need to dive in and I need to learn all of this stuff, but you're saying that I don't really need to know everything.
No, as a matter of fact,
I need to know enough to get an ad on YouTube and then just go with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like get the wheels in motion and then start tweaking and fine tuning as opposed to learning everything, which is what I tried to do. And that's why it took me so long to get up and running, is because my attention was everywhere and the overwhelm was amazing. And what I have come to know and learn from the coaches is don't go into the training unless you need training,
Right.
And so don't go through all of I went into the video libraries and I was going through past trainings and learning as much as I could. And all it did was stress me out.
Right.
So yeah, I would just, have a Facebook business page. You might want to start a Facebook group, because I think the content that you'll put on your Facebook page will be different than what you put in your Facebook group. Okay. And then the way I use both of those things is when I film a tutorial video for YouTube, I upload it to YouTube, and then I also upload it to either or my Facebook group and my Facebook page. And there's a myriad of reasons you want to do that, but it builds your presence on Facebook and it builds your presence on YouTube. Right. And I wouldn't even worry about posting all the time on Facebook. Just when you make a video for YouTube, I would just upload it to Facebook. And if you're not doing tutorial videos right now, then don't even worry about anything I've just said. It's kind of a point.
Right.
Yeah, you just need it. You just need an in-stream ad that's going to lead to your landing page. And then once people opt in, you got to have an email follow-up series. And that's
Right.
pretty much it.
Okay.
And getting all that stuff set up takes a lot of time. But once it's set up, honestly, Tiffany, I work on the Six Figure Mentors business only about an hour and a half a day now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right, totally. Yeah. But again, I built it over 2 years in my spare time while working with a disability and being self-employed. And so, I was able to go at it a couple hours here and then a couple hours there. And then I wouldn't go at it at all for 2 weeks. And then I would log back in and do another 3 hours and then another 2 and then not do it at all for 5 more days. And that doesn't work.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I'm juggling too. So, I'm working a full-time job Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And
what is your job? I don't know if I know.
So I'm a nurse and I work from home for an insurance company.
Right on.
So I like review prior authorization requests.
Gotcha.
And so I'm actually starting a new job doing the same thing with a different company though. Making $8,500 more a year.
That's awesome.
I know. It's going to be really good. I don't really want to start a new job, but there's some kind of bad blood in the job that I'm in right now. And it's just been adding extra stress, to the whole thing. So I'm like, if I can transition to this new job, like kind of have a fresh start, and then still have money for advertising. Like
that raise, if you're able to keep your living expenses roughly the same and use that raise to pay for advertising, I mean, that's gravy.
Well, I've had a big life transition. I just got divorced and I sold my house. And so my living expenses right now are very small in comparison to what they used to be. And so I'm going to be able to have a pretty large advertising budget, which I'm excited about, which is why this job is going to be really great too. So, although I don't intend to be there very long.
Well, it's a stepping stone to other things, and obviously you'll help them and do the best you can. And
absolutely.
It's time you choose yourself,
Yeah, it's all good and it's all working out. Everything is working out for me, as Abraham says.
That's awesome. Yeah, everything is always working out for me. I am where I am, and that's okay because I'm on my way to where I want to be. Yes,
exactly. So I just share all of that just in case somebody, in the future watches this video and just to know, where some of us are starting.
Yeah, well, I think it's also important for you to hear and for people to hear that if YouTube is where you want to advertise to drive leads from, you need a compliant website, you need a video for your ad, you need a landing page to send those people to from the ad, and then you need a thank you page once they opt in with a video on your thank you page. Then you need an email series that builds trust, provides value, and hopefully convinces people over time that you're someone who can help them and that the Six Figure Mentors offers a realistic opportunity to get out of a job someone's not passionate about. And it's really just those steps.
Yeah.
But getting things set up in the beginning takes time. And I did all the website stuff myself. So if you can download something from Christian or anyone else in the community for free, I mean, that's
yes. Crazy. I know. That's awesome, right?
Yeah. It's going to majorly shorten the time it takes for you to get up and running.
Just like I said, everything's working out for me.
That's awesome. And I'm so glad, like, the community of people is so amazing. And I think the fact that self-improvement and personal growth, the market is who really this appeals to. It just attracts the best people. And I'm so glad that you have found what I have found. And It took me 2 years of being in the system before I was like, okay, this really isn't a scam. This is real. So, I had to really test it out for a long time before I was convinced. And it's the real deal.
I remember, when I saw your ad, I've been watching Abraham Hicks for a while, and I think I'd seen your ad several times, and I was like, skip, and several other people's too. And then it started dawning on me that y'all were probably talking about the same thing.
Well, so one of my YouTube ads that I haven't filmed yet is going to start out with, have you noticed all the people on YouTube pitching online business ideas? Well, guess what? It's because it works.
Right.
You know, and go from there.
Yeah. So then one day I finally just listened to your ad all the way through, and I just I'm just nodding my head to everything that you're saying. Like, yes, this is how I feel. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, I agree with that. And so I went ahead and I clicked through on a couple of yours and somebody else's. But then because I'm like, I was still very skeptical,
Sure.
And I'm like, let me just see what these people are talking about and if they're actually talking about the same thing. So I was going to compare. But then I went to do that, and I accidentally closed the other one. So I just all think that's like a fortuitous thing, really.
Nice. Well, my goal is to. So one of the things that Dan Holloway, I think, is experiencing, especially because he's a gold coach, is that he went from having a job to trying to build lifestyle freedom to all of a sudden he has a job again because he's coaching everyone.
Yeah.
And, it's a slippery slope, but I find that I want to do the same thing, to help people like you along, and hopefully you picked up on that in the ad, and then you'll do the same thing where people will pick up on, wow, this girl Tiffany seems genuine and nice, and I think that she can help me.
Right. And, I think, and I don't know how Dan feels about it, but for me, I think I'm just going to feel so much more fulfillment in helping people, because I know, I'll get to slip all the personal growth and development stuff in the cracks because it's a huge part of what this community is all about. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was the driving factor for me, that they were talking about all of that.
Attraction marketing. Yeah. When they started talking about the law of attraction in the training, I was just like, okay, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it just, it also just comes across so genuine, and it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Of course, we all want to make money, but it's not at the core of what they're doing here. And so, and I love the kind of people that it attracts too. It's cool. Really awesome. I feel like you just don't find, I know people are out there, obviously they're out there, but I just feel like you don't necessarily just run into them in the street kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, to build any business in any way other than advertising online is just crazy because it isn't scalable. And online, you have the ability to reach so many people in such a short period of time. And
I have been, I told you I built a website before because I have certifications in sound healing. I have a certification in heart math. I have a certification in Kivo. And not that you know what any of those
so I because of health issues, I have tried just about everything. I mean, I've sat with a shaman and drank ayahuasca. I've had past life regressions. I've done everything Western medicine could possibly do. I practice Reiki all the time. I've done sound healing with gongs and crystal bowls. So you might be surprised.
Yeah. So I do all of this stuff, and I wanted to use it to help people, and I wanted to have an online business, and I wanted to be able to work from wherever it is that I wanted to be, whenever it was that I wanted to be there. So, and I mean, that has been on my mind for probably close to the last 5 years. And I've worked on that, but I also have a full-time job, right. And there's a lot more to know than I even know that there is to know about doing all of that. And so, that was the other thing. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want. And these people are going to be able to help me get there. And doing the affiliate marketing thing, I mean, it's really just kind of a bonus because it's easy because I believe in the product.
Right. That's how I was too. But like I said, it took me a little longer to really be like, okay, and I watched people in the community build online businesses and expand and exceed and do well. And then that convinced me after watching other people do it and going through the training and building 4 websites myself and watching my wedding business explode online because of everything that I learned through the training.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm super excited.
Cool.
And I think I have a good idea of what it is that I need to do to get started. And
let me recap it just so
sure, sounds good.
Yeah. So I think, again, what is going to keep you, I think, most interested in building this new life for yourself will be seeing results. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes down to ignoring your authority site and just focusing on the Google compliant site that you're going to drive YouTube traffic to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother having a blog on there at all. It's just going to detract your attention down another avenue that just isn't necessary right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then, are you using Convertry or something different to build your landing page?
Well, I haven't even gotten that far yet, but I think you said that like the premium level or whatever gives you that in the DBL, right? And
yeah, and at the end of the day, there are, you can use like lead pages for $50 a month. I think it is something like that. And there's Entra pages. There are other lead page software. There's ClickFunnels. But at the end of the day, all of the training surrounds what's in the system. And so I was like, well, do I really want to go out of the system and try and find my own way, or just do what everybody else is doing and keep it simple? And there are lots of other tools in there included in that $100 a month price. So I don't have any regrets. I wouldn't pay $200 a month, which is what I think they try and, I think that's like the retail price is $200 a month, but then they give you like a carrot on a stick where a certain period of time you can get it for $100 a month. And so I did that because that's what everybody else is doing. And I have no regrets doing that. And one of the things that helped convince me of that is I had a coaching call with Greg from Greg and Fiona. And he was like, well, Matt, at the end of the day, it comes down to what is your time worth? Right. If you're investing $100 a month to have landing page software that allows you to build a landing page in 30 minutes, is that $100 a month worth it instead of spending less than that, but it taking way more time to get it accomplished?
Right.
And so I was like, you know what, man, you're right. And it's an affiliate product. So at the end of the day, you just need to have 5 people paying for it to pay for your own, to cover your own expense with it. And at the end of the day, the money for the membership combined with the money for Digital Business Lounge Pro combined with the money for an email autoresponder is a grand total of like $230 a month to have a business. And at the end of the day, that's really low overhead.
Right.
That's the way I looked at it.
And I mean, there's a lot of those expenses that I was already paying for. I used to have Get Response because, like I said, I built a website before, and like I knew that I needed to have an autoresponder, and so for the last couple of years, I've been paying $15 a month for Get Response and not using it.
Well, you might as well cancel that.
I did already. I did.
Yeah.
Because like you said, even though Aweber is actually a little more expensive, and I looked at that one when I started my other thing too, but all of it's step-by-step training on how to do all of this stuff in Aweber that I would have to go to Get Response and like try to figure that out. It would take me a lot more time. Like it's just.
You know what I want to ask you? Did you, let me go into the Six Figure Mentors back office real quick. Can you see my screen again?
Uh-huh.
All right. So where are we? Let's see. Here we go. So back here, if you go to, let's see. Oh, you know what? No. It's, so if you see set up for, here we go, autoresponders. So if you go into my autoresponders in that marketing tab, it's loading up. And if you go to step 3, right, you'll see the 1 tab, 2 tab, 3 tab, list automation. Make sure you have all of these lists set up in Aweber. So this is my list that leads go into. This is my list once people fill out an application, the students. This is my list once they've gone 30 days and they've become a member. Elite, gold, platinum, black. And when you set all these up back here, the Six Figure Mentors automatically move everybody from one list to the next as they upgrade, and you don't have to do anything.
Perfect.
So make sure you get those set up and you do it one time and it's there forever and you don't have to worry about it ever again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That's good. I don't think that I have worked on that.
Yeah. Again, there's so much, it's easy to miss stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just remember when you go into Aweber, you've got your list that, the leads are going to go into, and then these other ones, student, member, elite people. And these are all different email lists. So some of the content that I'm emailing to elite members, which I'm still building up that email list, is going to be different than what I'm emailing to people who are just checking it out in that first 30 days versus people who are members.
Right. Makes sense.
So yeah, and then it comes down to managing each email list effectively, but the most important ones are the first few.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to tell you, but you know, and even my most recent video, which I have on YouTube as my ad, it's just me in my backyard, and I'm getting better response with it than the ad that you clicked on.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be you just sitting there saying, hey, here are the problems I was having, and here's the solution I found, and it's working, and I'm here to just share it with you. So if you think that this, you know, could help you, just click through to my website, enter your email address, and you'll receive the free same 7-day video series that changed my life and got me cooking on this path and can help you too. And that's it. I mean, it's not that hard. Right. It's just scary. It's scary to get in front of the camera, but you're doing the 90-day video journey. And obviously it takes lots of takes to get it to where you feel comfortable with it. And the first ad is never going to work out. My first one bombed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just kind of how it goes. And here's another thing. I think it was Justin Wolf. I heard him say on a webinar, and actually I've heard, and maybe Mark Hayes say this too, that the momentum really starts somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 leads. Mm-hmm. And right now I only have like 750. Mm-hmm. And it's working for me already at 750. So I'm really curious to see, you know, congratulations emails showing up in my inbox saying, congratulations, you just got another application. Congratulations, you just got another member. And they say that starts somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 leads, and that you just have to be patient. And you have to realize that your first few campaigns are going to be losers because they're just going to be learning experiences. And the first few $1,000s that we invest in advertising is going to be a learning experience, not necessarily a great use of our money.
Right.
That's just kind of how it is, right?
Right. Yeah. There was something else that was coming up for me, but I don't remember what it was now.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can blab about something else, and then maybe it'll come up while I'm blabbing. But I think that's it. I mean, yeah, you want your ad and your thank you page video. Get those done.
Right. So that's what I was going to ask you about. Will you share the links to your thank you page and your landing page with me?
Of course.
And
just copy it. And on my thank you page, it's just a page on my website that says thank you as the title of the page. And then there's a video of me, and I'm trying to think if there's even anything else on the page. I think it's just a video of me that says, congratulations, thank you, expect to receive a couple videos. Well, I mean, I assume you saw the thank you page, right? But
but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. Tiffany, I will share absolutely everything with you. You can copy stuff and reword, you know, whatever. And I would also tell you, maybe put this on your notes, write this down. Mm-hmm. In Dan's Facebook group, on the left-hand side, choose the Files tab. And you'll see his email follow-up series are in there, and he's letting everyone download them and use them.
Yeah.
So, you know, it takes time. You download it, and then you have to copy and paste everything into Aweber, which is going to take you probably a full day.
Okay.
So that's just one of those things you got to budget time for.
Yeah. Sounds good. I am going to get rolling on all this stuff, and I was telling you I'm starting a new job, so I gave my 2 weeks notice, and I'm going to have about a 3-week time frame between jobs, and I'm going to get all of this hammered out.
That's awesome. Well, obviously,
by the time I start my new job, everything will be set up, and, you know, it just won't require as much of my time, which will be good.
That's awesome. Well, between me and all of the other coaches and all of your peers, I have a feeling you'll be just fine, because it sounds like you're motivated to make it work just like I am, and it will.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Cool. Well, Tiffany, it's good to meet you for the very first time in person. Yes. You know?
This is awesome.
Good.
It really is. We've had lots of emails back and forth, but just to connect and have a kind of face-to-face conversation.
Well, and I'm here to help you for as long as you're involved and as long as you want help. I promise I will do everything in my power to make you as successful as I can. And we'll go from there.
Well, that's the way that I feel. And, you know, that's the other thing that's made this
feel like the right path.
Yes. I mean, just like confirmation, that's the word, you know, because I think most people probably come in with a little skepticism. And even after, so I watched a 7-day video series. It was about video 3 or 4. I started sending them to my brother, and I'm like, you got to listen to this. And then the more I got into the modules, I'm just like, I know that I'm in the right place. And then and then to email you, I think I did pretty quickly.
Yeah, right away. Well, I sent you a congratulations and you emailed me right back.
Yes. And then just to have that actual, response back and forth, it just made it feel real. And it was, confirmation like, okay. And I hear a lot of people say this in the webinars that are recorded and stuff about there being somebody real on the other side. And it really does help. So,
and I think one of the biggest mistakes I made early on was not asking for help. Like I really didn't reach out, and I didn't use so many of the resources that are available. And all that did was hinder my progress and make it take way longer.
Right. And the other thing that I think that the community does really, really well is to ensure people that the people coming in know that that's an expectation, is that we're going to be giving back. And it's just really nicely packaged. That's all I can say.
No, I agree. And I had tried several other ways to make money from the comfort of my laptop before I found the six-figure mentors, and I failed at all three of them. And so when I got into the training modules, I was just like, if I'd have known this 4 years ago, wow, where would I be today? And so I was sold right away, and I knew, and it's been the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure. You enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Nice to connect with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Tiffany. We'll be in touch, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.